before I get to the station in my pickup truck. She got run over by a darned old train, and I hang around as long as you will let me. Never mind that standing in the rain. You don't have to call me darling, darling. You never even call me by my name.
My name's Kathy McCune. I'm one of the co-chairs with Jackie Mason for the Linn Creeks Art Festival here today at the Fisher Community Center. We have a wonderful day set up of beautiful art, all sorts of art, jewelry, wood, paintings, ceramics, just you name it, we've got it here. We've got almost 50 vendors. We have tons of free kids activities, face painting and balloons, and they're painting an old car. We have an antique car show going on. We have opportunities for people to win $75 worth of festival bucks, so free cash that you can go and spend at the vendors if you come down and get the right stamps. And lots of great food and beverage sampling. We've got food trucks from Des Moines and Ames and some of the local things, so we've got a great variety.
My name is Gary Graham, Graham, like the graham crackers. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. I'm a Nebraska raised boy and ended up in Kentucky. I'm a retired engineer. That's why I do what I do. This is fun stuff. It's fun to do. It's not a work. People say, you know, I like your work. The first thing I say, it's not work. This is fun stuff. They're challenges. Each piece is a puzzle. The puzzle part of it is designing the piece. And after it's designed, its next challenge is how do you make it? And most of it requires a lot of precision. There's a little bit of math. Actually, there's a lot of math involved in some of it. As a retired engineer, this is fun stuff for me to do. And it keeps me from sitting on the couch watching TV and doing nothing. So, like I said, I'm happy to share it with other people. The money pays for the bad habit, or it pays for the habit, but money, I'd be doing it anyway if I didn't get a dime for it. I am in my shop as much as I can possibly be there. I enjoy it. It's the environment. It's set up the way I want it, what I want to do. If I had a bed out there, I'd live out there, but I don't. It's out back of my house, and you can go on my website and look at this stuff if you want. It's GaryGrahamWoodArt.com. If somebody wants to look at it. I've been working with wood all my life. My father used to make model airplanes, and I'd use the scrap balsa to make projects out of the scraps. And through high school and through college, I always had some wood project going. My job actually was as a design engineer. I designed items made out of steel. First for Ford Motor Company and then for some other companies. But I always had woodwork at home and always did stuff. This type of thing is called segmented turning. And I've been doing this for 20 to 25 years, somewhere in that neighborhood. I kind of got hooked on it. I've done scroll work and intarsia and all kinds of different, made cabinets, made tables, made furniture, stuff like this. But something in here is so open-ended as to what's possible and the challenges. Each piece is like a puzzle, as I said before. And the challenge of doing it, the minute you start into one piece, they say, what inspires you? Well, the last piece inspires the next. So that's really kind of where I'm coming from, is it's fun and there's no end to what you can do.
I'm Dan Marks. I do paintings of pastoral scenes. I really like Iowa, which is really beautiful. I love skies. I want you to feel invited, like you're standing there by yourself, looking into the painting yourself, adventuring it. So that's what I really like about painting. I want you to feel welcome. It's inviting. I want you to have your own thoughts. It's just there's something that's what I want you to see, because that's what I see when I find these scenes. So one of my favorites is this piece here in particular. I just love Iowa water towers, and I love old churches. The sun was just right in that painting. It's right behind you. You got kind of a nice reflection on the ground, just running up the street and the sidewalks. I don't want to paint exactly what I see, because I just take a photograph and I could have that. I'd like to be able to create my own world, my own rendition of what I see. Ever since I was like first grade, I was drawing, and I've been painting over 35 years, I think now. So I've been doing it since I was a kid. I don't know, I've always enjoyed coloring and playing with paints, and I couldn't see really do anything else. I've had to, but.
My name's Art Sakati. I'm a glass blower. My studio is just outside of Ames. I've been blowing glass for just about 34 years now. I do a variety of things in my studio. I make fish, vases, paperweights, flowers, just a whole variety of things. We do custom orders, and we do workshops. And so people, we have a list of workshops that people are welcome to call and schedule workshop times. I started learning how to blow glass back in 1984, 85, and it was when I was going to Iowa State University. There's a club there called the Gaffers Guild. In fact, the club's still going on now. After I graduated, I knew I wanted to open up my own studio. And so eventually, when I graduated, I did do that. And then I would come home on evenings and Saturdays and blow glass. And then about 2.5 years ago, I just said, if I don't do this now, I'm never going to do what I want to do. So I retired from the job I had at the university, and then I jumped off and decided to do this full time. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Beneath the snowy mantle, cold and plain, the unborn grass lies waiting for its coat to turn to green. Snowbird sings a song he always sings, and speaks to me of flowers that will bloom again in spring. When I was young, my heart was young then too. Anything that it would tell me, that's the thing that I would do. But now I feel such emptiness within, for the thing that I want most in life's the thing that I can't win. Spread your tiny wings and fly away, and take the snow back with you where it came from on that day. The one I love forever isn't true, and if I could, you know that I would fly away with you.
I do try to do different things each year. These vases over here, I don't know if the camera can see them, they're called switched axis vases, and they're sort of the new thing that we've been doing this year. I have people that come in and assist me when I do those, because I need people to heat up the stuff before I pick it up on my blowpipe. And so that's exciting for me. It's new, it's different. This right here is called a merletto design. It means lacy. And basically what it is, it's two bowls. The red was blown as a separate bowl. I put it into a hot box, keep it at about 900 degrees, and then I pick up the white, the lacy part, and then I insert that into the color, and I push down, blow it out, and so then I end up with a one pot, one bowl. And this can take a variety of forms. This is just one shape. It could be shaped like that, or it could be shaped like this. This right here, we call this our garden walk design because of the variety of colors. It looks like wildflowers in a garden.
My name's Nancy Hatch. I'm from Knoxville, Iowa, and my business is Fairy Wings Jewelry and Gems, and I do mainly sterling and silver and copper, and I do the hammered metal work. I do some copper patina, the stamped copper, just a variety of things. I also do some beaded necklaces and things. I mainly use natural gemstones and rocks. That's kind of how I got started, was collecting rocks and gemstones, and decided I better do something with them. And I started out making things for myself. People at work saw them and wanted to buy them, and that's kind of how I got started. And I'm retired now, so have a lot more time to do the fun stuff. And I just do a variety of things. I also like making things to donate for different benefit groups, like Make-A-Wish and different things like that. Also, a lot of people have a silent auction. It benefits for loved ones that are going through, say, cancer treatment and things like that. And that's one of my favorite things, is to donate jewelry to things like that.
My name is Steve Twite. I'm from western suburb of Minneapolis, and I do acrylic on canvas painting. And at the art fair here today, I'm showing originals, prints, framed and unframed, and coffee mugs. This is my third year at Linn Creek Art Festival or Art Fair, and it's one of the best fairs that I go to. I love this place, and I love the people and the way that, I don't get treated better at any other art fair. This is just a wonderful, wonderful place, and I've been fortunate in the last couple of fairs, to be able to sell some of my paintings, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Today's fantastic.
My name is Carol Clay Mann, and my husband is Michael Mann. I'm a weaver, and he is a woodworker. So he mostly works on the lathe, and he likes to work with woods that are not commonly found in the lumber yards. Basically, I have played with fibers all of my life, so I'm pretty much a self-taught weaver. I spin and knit, and Michael will build me tools that I need, so we kind of work as a pair and a team. We love texture and pattern and color, the feel of wood, and to have things actually touched and used rather than sit on a pedestal and not let anybody touch them. We're both teachers. We teach full-time. I teach art and he teaches woodworking. We just really love the hands-on, and I think that shows in our work.
Well, I'm Michael Mann. We live in Quincy, Illinois. I grew up doing woodworking. My father is a master cabinet maker, and I've been working in his shop since I was 5 or 6 years old, so pretty much my whole life. Got into wood turning a little bit. Absolutely love it. It ends up being my favorite tool. So pretty much most of the stuff I have is turned on a lathe. Whether I've pieced together things, although I have to say most of what I do, I have a lot of reclaimed wood, things that have come down in storms or trash trees that were taken down. So I love stuff like redbud and box elder, Osage orange, things that you wouldn't find in a lumberyard. A few years ago, a storm took down a maple tree in my dad's yard, and after the tree died, it basically got attacked by a fungus. the fungus caused black streaks in the wood. As the tree dried out, the fungus died because it had to have moisture to live, but it left the streaks behind. And until we started cutting up the tree into lumber, we had no idea what we had. And turns out it's one of those things that people like me treasure. It's kind of like, hey, Christmas, we got something extra. And so, I mean, that's a lot of what my wood is. It's full of. It's full of little odd things like that: streaks, insect holes, bark. I don't know what else to say about it, but yeah, but that's kind of what I do. Most of what I do, I use a minimalist design, so nothing terribly complicated, which means that it's decorative, but it's also practical. So you end up with a lot of plates and bowls that can be used for pretty much anything. They can just sit on a shelf and be pretty, or you can toss candy or something in them. A couple of my bowls are even perfect for, like salads or something like that. I'm not one of those people. Yeah, I've got a few pieces that are pretty much just decorative. They wouldn't, particularly with all the insect holes, they'd never hold, never hold water. But at the same time, most of my stuff is something that you can use. Osage orange is one of those trees. Everybody knows it. Hedge apple. It's and all these fence rows. Stuff is pretty much indestructible. The wood lasts forever. But when you cut it down, you're either going to get a very distinct, heavy grain that is a bright yellow, or you're going to get a very smooth grain that is a really deep brownish orange. And I've got both of those here.
My name is Jack Collison. I make pens and pencils and some smaller gifts, such as cutting boards. I'm from Marshalltown here, and I've been doing this for about 6 years. In high school, senior year, I took a woods class, just basic woods, and the additional project was to make a pen. So I made my first pen there, and I went home and I figured out how to make it at home, and then started selling them. I make pens out of all domestic woods, exotic woods, acrylics, antler, different metals. I think my favorite would probably be I use copper wire to wind around the pen and then solder over it and turn off the extra metal. A lot of my inspiration comes from Reddit or online. I look at what other people have done and figure out how I can change that, make it cool, that sort of thing.
Just be sure when you say I love you. It's in to tell why. Many a heart has been broken just 'cause they let